Hello, everyone, and welcome to this next episode of SPINcast. I'm here with Coach Rob, and I will let him introduce his school, his program, where they're located, and we'll kind of get started from there.
Good deal, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, so I'm Coach Rob, from the director of Siena Heights University, which is in Adrian, Michigan, about a half hour from Ann Arbor, about an hour from Toledo, and about an hour from Detroit, Michigan. So in the mitten, competing on a varsity level. Obviously, we are under athletics, so a private university, but our esports program is under athletics, competing in several titles. The big ones, obviously, League of Legends, Overwatch, Rocket League, or Overwatch 2 now.
Hmm.
Rocket League, Valorant, our recruiting for Valorant this year just got that approved.
Gotcha.
Hearthstone, Smash, 2K, Madden, Fortnite, all the big ones,
Gotcha.
really.
Gotcha. And so you mentioned that you guys are you basically mainly a varsity program, or do you also have like a club side as well?
So right now it's all varsity. Eventually
Hmm.
we will get to that club level, but for right now we're all varsity.
Cool, cool, cool. And you mentioned you guys offer esports scholarships under athletics. And when you're recruiting, what are some of like the main traits and skills you look for when recruiting?
Yeah, so we like again, like you mentioned, we are under athletics. The big thing, obviously, the competitive side is a part of it, but for us, more so than not, we're looking for the right fit as a person, right? So the academics are important, the competitive side is important, but for us being a smaller university, not super huge, we want to make sure that that person that comes here to Siena Heights is a fit. So we want to make sure that they're, willing to be a part of something that's tight knit, that's very personal to that level, and want to improve as a person on that realm as well.
Gotcha. And I may be wrong, but Siena or the program there was around before you came in, right? Like how long about have you been there?
It was. So I'm in my second year currently.
Okay.
So the program, this is year 5 of the program. So this is my
Gotcha.
second year.
Awesome, awesome. Currently, do you guys host any events, camps, looking to kind of do that in the near future?
Right. So we didn't last year, my first year here because of COVID. So COVID was a
Yeah.
pain for everybody. So we couldn't do it last year. This year, we already have a couple events slated just for on campus and, traveling schools that want to attend. Have a Smash tournament coming up and then a 2K tournament that we'll be hosting next semester and next year moving forward. We'll try to have more of a bigger variety to get more people on board that are in other campuses and other parts.
Awesome. Do you guys or what does your current like esports facility or space look like?
Yeah, so we have our own personal facility. It's strictly for the players. No one else can get in. That facility right now holds 30 rigs, so 30 computers. All of our varsity players have their own PC currently. And
Mhm.
then we have a personalized Smash room detached, just like right next door to our actual arena for our Smash team. So that fits 10. So we're sitting at 44, our roster currently. So everybody has their own space.
Oh, nice.
You pretty much open the majority of the day, automatically locks at 2 a.m., automatically unlocks at 9 a.m. So the players have access, but that's pretty much it for anybody else.
And that's for practices and games.
Practices and games, yes.
Cool. Awesome. Do you guys also like recruit for any non or students that would help the program within non-player roles?
We do. So a big thing for us, obviously, behind the scenes is that like managerial or content, like social media and digital media, like that avenue is super huge. So we're obviously recruiting for that as well, as far as shoutcasters or analysts or people that run social medias. Some people that want to do like production. So we're trying to hit every single facet of it. Since the esports ecosystem is so big, we want to make sure we get as much as we can.
Hmm. Gotcha. And you mentioned you came in basically during COVID. What are some of the challenges that have come with that, or just coming into a program that's already been around?
Yeah, I mean the biggest thing, honestly, COVID wasn't a huge issue. The biggest issue, in all honesty, was the program where the program was before I got there. So the program, like I said, had been around for a couple of years. So when I hopped in my first year, I was the fourth director in 4 years. So they had a new
Mm.
person like every year. So that was the biggest hurdle, was just some consistency in that realm. Then obviously with the recruiting part of it, nobody knows about Siena Heights because there's been such inconsistency. So that was more so
Mm.
the big part, is just laying down a foundation that was honestly recognizable to it.
No, that makes sense. Get some consistency going instead of it just being a churning kind of thing.
Right, right.
Yeah, no, I get that for sure. Then kind of in the reverse of that, what are some of the more proud, bigger achievements within your program since you've been there?
Yeah, so first semester was pretty rocky in terms of just getting this stuff rolling.
Sure.
Second semester in, or this past spring, our Rocket League team that we had come in, they went undefeated in NACE, ended up
Wow.
getting second place in the spring, beating Northwood in the process, ended up losing in
Mm.
the finals. So that was a big one. And then obviously this semester, we ended up qualifying for CRL. So that was the first
Awesome.
time, or is the first time, that Siena Heights has had a Rocket League team qualify for CRL. As far as other things, obviously had a big recruiting class this year, which was dope. That was the biggest recruiting class they've had. And then the Smash team that we have is one of the best in the state. And it just sucks because that we're in the state of Michigan. So like every school in Smash
Yeah.
is like good, right?
Yeah.
So we're getting there, but good first year, just trying to build on that moving forward.
No, that's awesome. Excited to kind of see how that develops over time as well. And then last thing here to kind of wrap it up, for any player or student watching, if you give them one piece of advice, what would that be?
Yeah, I mean, as far as a player or a person in general, just be like remain true to who you are. Don't try to like sugarcoat yourself or change for a program or for a director or just to fit into that mode because eventually what's going to happen is they'll find out who you are and you're just stifling yourself. So like
Mhm.
we always look for those people who are different in that realm who don't mind going against the grain. So like I'm all about that, being your individual self and stepping out of your comfort zone type of thing. So we're always looking for those type of players.
No, it makes sense. Definitely figure out what your priorities are and find a
100%.
program that fits that.
100%.
Yeah, otherwise it's probably not going to work out.
No,
So awesome. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to come on and let us learn little bit more about your program, give some info to people watching to learn more about Siena Heights University. But to hand it back to you one last time, if you could, plug any socials or any other links where any player, student, parent that's watching would want to learn more about your program, where could they go?
yeah. So, obviously with it being 2022, social media is a huge thing. So obviously our Twitter account at Shoot Esport, all one word. Obviously you can find me on Twitter as well, Coach Rob. Obviously have our own TikTok, our own YouTube channel. Those are all on our link tree and all on our Twitter also. So like that is the big hub for us, for
Mhm.
players and for parents. It's just super easy to find it that way. So
Awesome. Awesome. Well, again, appreciate the time, Coach Rob, and it'll be exciting to see kind of how your program develops as you kind of are there longer and longer. But until then, we'll see everyone on the next episode.